I was in the CAMHS service from the ages of 12 to 18. I'm now in adult services. I live in supported living, so I still have a lot of support around me. I felt myself becoming very low, and it was significantly, potentially worse than other people around me. I did self-harm when I was younger, which I think for a lot of people that was a red flag, and that was at the point where I kind of was like, something is wrong, this isn't, your normal behaviour. I did wait a while, I let things get out of control. I think it's because there's that stigma around it, and I also didn't want to be singled out. I wanted to fit in with everybody, but in doing that, it made my mental health worse. My friends, they went to a teacher saying they were concerned about me, and then I was pulled in to talk to that teacher, and she was like, look, we can see that things aren't good. We think it's time that you seek some help, and they made the referral to CAMHS for me. After that initial appointment, things became a little bit easier because you became familiar with the buildings and the waiting rooms, and even that helped sort of ease my anxiety about going. It's not an easy thing to do, and I think that it was really hard, and a lot of me was like, I don't want to be here, I don't want this help, I don't need it. And it was encouragement from other people around me saying, you need this help, you need to engage with CAMHS. I think I was scared that there's that stigma of you go to CAMHS, they move you away from everything and everyone you know, and actually that's not at all. Something I've learned with CAMHS is that they take every precaution and everything possible that they can do to keep people out of hospital. If you recognise it, catch it early. If you can get help earlier on with your mental health, it makes it much easier to recover. Don't let it get to a point where it's spiralling out of control. If you can recognise that you're struggling, you're more low than sort of people around you, you're anxious about things, that it's stopping you getting on with your daily life, then seek help. For some people, what they're going through, they might think it's, insignificant. If that thing is making you feel low, making you feel anxious, then that's okay to seek help, even if you don't think it's as bad as other people. That doesn't matter. Everyone is different, and everyone will go through things differently. So if something is upsetting you and you need help for that, that's okay, even if it wouldn't necessarily upset your friend. It's about you being an individual and what you need, and it's never too late either. As people, as we grow up, I think there's a stigma around, as you get older, you should be able to cope. You should be able to manage your own mental health, and that's not the case. It doesn't go away. As you get older, it doesn't go away. So it's never too late either to get that help. I had quite a long journey with CAMHS. Obviously my initial assessment, I then went on to do some CBT work, which is a type of therapy that looks at sort of thought patterns and emotions and behaviour and how they're all linked. I then did various different therapies, but for me, external factors were causing my mental health to deteriorate. And so I was again relying on self-harm. I'd worked with the crisis team, but for me, it was necessary for me to go into hospital. But this is after 6 years of working with CAMHS, so it's not the first resort. I needed that at the time, and I wouldn't be sat here without that. So I think, although there's that stigma around that as well, it's not always a bad thing. It's 100% has to be the last resort, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. It means that that's what you need to help you at that time. The way I approach my mental health is different, but that doesn't mean I always get it right. Cooperate with the people that are offering you support, because they want to help you. They've got your best interests at heart. Don't be afraid to seek help. Talk to people, whether that's your friends, your family, people at school, and create yourself a support network. I think that's the most important thing, having someone to turn to. There are helplines, just accessing support around you, I think is the most important thing. I help out with CAMHS participation, which I'm really passionate about. It feels like I'm making a difference. I'm also doing a course with the Open University, and I like listening to audiobooks. Something I love going to do is getting tattoos. So yeah, I do have some spare time, but not much of it.